It's a privilege and honor to work with wild animals and to get them back into the wild. And you see it from the day one they're brought in and they're injured, and then to release them, tremendous.
I think for Manitoba to have a place like Wildlife Haven where wildlife can confidently come in and have a second chance, it's a huge win for us as people to be able to cohabitate better, and of course for Manitoba wildlife here.
We've had people come back that were on the board years ago. They were in tears. They couldn't believe that something like this was possible. And it is, if you have faith and you work together.
The knowledge that we have for rehabbing injured and orphaned wildlife. The building itself is clean, vet on duty. Who would ever thought that was in our dreams way back when, and now it's here.
Day-to-day in the hospital is always very fun and very rewarding. Bald eagles are pretty cool and pretty special to me personally. Being able to see it through that intensive care to the point where it can be released and is healthy enough to be released is always very, very rewarding.
I went on my first wild goose chase, literally.
This goose couldn't really fly, but it sure could run.
And chased a goose around like a fool in the dead of winter.
I mean, we had a team and we had to strategize to kind of catch him. Finally, we did manage to catch him.
So I put it on the passenger seat in my vehicle, drove it to Wildlife Haven, and it just sat there looking down the road and just kind of relaxed.
To be on the forefront of the way wildlife rehab is developing right now, it's so exciting, and I think the lesson I've learned is that nothing is cut in stone, and you can always take a step back and look at a situation and improve it. There's always something you can do.
With the investment in new imaging technology, gives Wildlife Haven a flexibility to adapt to patient needs and also engage the public.
Using all of these 17 ambassadors that we have, we're able to share a lot of our knowledge about native Manitoba wildlife, how we can all peacefully coexist with them. A special moment that I think of from my time at Wildlife Haven is probably when I was able to train my first ambassador. That would have been Leo the turkey vulture. He's very curious. They're very intelligent animals, turkey vultures just in general.
Griffin, the great horned owl, is my favorite ambassador.
Griffin stands out to me particularly just because he came in as like this little fluff ball and spent time in the hospital with us when we were making sure that he was okay. And so to see him from when he was teeny tiny all the way through to where he is now is pretty cool.
He's my little buddy.
My favorite ambassador, of course, has to be Jet, our talking crow.
Jet has a very special talent where he can actually mimic human sounds. So he can say hello and he can laugh.
Hi, Jet.
Hello. When he laughs, he hunches over and goes, ha 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 ha. Can you laugh?
On Boxing Day at Okamic Marsh, we released a number of snowy owls, and probably the most powerful image I've ever seen from Wildlife Haven was the release of the snowy owls in slow motion.
I remember the look on people's faces in super slow motion as they went.
The only word I can use to describe a release is awesome.
My daughter actually has had the Wildlife Haven out to her class on a couple of occasions. Is always really excited to hear about when they come.
To teach people how to coexist with wildlife. That's probably the most important lesson. You can live with a rabbit in your backyard, and it's just going to eat your pansies, but don't worry about it. They'll come back next year.
A lot of folks think Wildlife Haven is a government agency. We're not. We're a registered charity, and we apply for funding like every other nonprofit in the province. But we're caring for the animals that are owned by the province and the federal government every day. And I think that this facility is just helping us increase our ability to deliver that world-class care to the patients.
We're open 365 days a year for rescues, and I just think that the service that we can provide here is pretty phenomenal, and it's really nice to have something like this in the province.